දසනකාන්තී චූර්ණය සහිත ලීවර් ආයිෂ් දන්තාලේපය දත්වල ඇති ප්‍රශ්න 10ක් වලකයි.
Sri Lanka's petroleum sector at present is run by two suppliers, the state-run Ceylon Petroleum Corporation and the Lanka Indian Oil Company or LIOC as a private supplier. Ceylon Petroleum Corporation owns a market share of 80%, while the remaining 20% is catered to by Lanka Indian Oil Company. However, with the shortage of dollars in the country, the CPC faced challenges in importing fuel. With the country's largest fuel supplier unable to meet with the fuel demands of its consumers, the country's transportation system and other operations took a hit. News of the dollar crisis compelled people to stay for hours in fuel queues near refilling stations to fill up their vehicle fuel tanks. However, some racketeers in those queues were engaged in hoarding the limited fuel, giving a rise to an unusual fuel demand. Fuel hoarding was also highlighted as one of the major reasons that led to the fuel shortage in the country. However, fuel supply was restored to a certain extent with the introduction of the National Fuel Pass based on a QR code system. A weekly fuel quota is now allocated to members of the public in a bid to manage the available fuel stocks in the island. As a result, the government was able to get rid of fuel queues. However, in a bid to expand the fuel supply and to ensure it is uninterrupted to the public, the government is looking at having more players in the market other than the CPC and LIOC. CPC, which is currently the largest loss-making entity in the country, finds it difficult to source dollars for fuel importation, and if it is affected once again with the dollar crisis, 80% of the country's consumers may have to suffer once again. The subject minister addressed these concerns at a recent event in Colombo.
One of the key things by introducing a fuel pricing formula, we wanted to, one thing, get the cash flow back to CPC and also invite other suppliers, international partners to come into Sri Lanka to invest in this petroleum industry. I don't think anyone would invest in Sri Lanka if there is a mechanism that the government controls the pricing. No one would invest without profit there. So there should be some return. And also we have liberalized some of the facilities, resources that we have with CPC. Develop bunker suppliers to supply more products to industries. We share our facilities, stock tanks, and we are on the verge of actually even opening up the jet fuel products as well to the other sectors to compete with CPC. That way, the public would have the continued supply at a competitive price, so that I don't think anyone will have a monopoly in the petroleum sector. We have already placed an advertisement for EOIs to invite potential new suppliers in the market, and last week we closed the EOIs and 24 companies, reputed companies, have shown their interest. So we hope by end of next month, maybe we'll have 2 or 3 more players in the Sri Lankan petroleum industry with CPC and LIC.
Development of fuel infrastructure was also highlighted as a major reason for the invitation of more fuel suppliers to Sri Lanka.
We need to work on public-private partnerships on the pipelines, and I don't think many countries do have fuel trucks distributing fuel right in the middle of the day. So many trucks that you see passing by, that's a massive cost to CPC as well. Right now we pay more than 550 million rupees monthly for the distribution of petroleum products. So that's a massive burden on CPC. I do agree we need to put pipelines, and one of the reasons why we did invite new suppliers to come in